Hey guys, so some people mentioned that it would be helpful to see the Excel work done in action. So I'm going to work on some of the stuff we've been doing in class as far as the assignment goes. Here's the data we've been working with, and we're going to find the mean, median, mode, and standard deviation for each of these. I'm not actually using Excel, I'm using OpenOffice, but a lot of the stuff's the same. Now here's the data, I've already copied it over. When we find the mean of A, we're going to start with equals, because that's how you start every formula in Excel and OpenOffice. We're going to type in average, and then I'm going to go ahead and select the data from column A. Make sure you put a close parentheses, and hit enter. Then we're going to do the same thing for median, equals median. Select your data, make sure you close parentheses, and enter. Then mode, same thing. And finally standard deviation. This one's stdev. Alright, cool. Once we have this information, we're going to do standard scores. And there's a formula for that too, it's standardize. And this formula is a little tricky. In your parentheses, you're going to need to include the score, which you're going to want to do from the column that you're going to calculate. Then you're going to need to do the mean. So I'm going to go ahead and just click on the mean, so it knows the location. And then you're going to have to do the standard deviation, and I'm going to click on that as well. Close parentheses, enter. Now the problem is, for most people, when you drag this down, oh no, what happened? What happened was mean and the standard deviation progressed in the column, which we didn't want to happen. So we're going to put the money sign in front and after the letter column for both the mean and the standard deviation. Hit enter, and then try dragging that. Ta-da! It works, and I did this for the other columns too. So then we're going to go on to part 2 of this assignment. Actually, we did that. Now we're going to do the correlations. So I would recommend going on to a new sheet for this, and you're going to need your standard scores for this as well. And when you paste this, you want to do paste special, and this is the same for Excel. This part's a little different. So in OpenOffice, you're going to want to keep numbers but get rid of formulas. In Excel, it's going to be values. You want to hit values and then paste it, and it'll come up like this. So it's an easy way to paste between sheets. Now we're going to find Pearson's R for each of the possible choices to correlate with A, just like it asked for. So the first one is going to be A and B. And we're going to find the correlation between those two sets of data. There's a formula for Pearson's R as well. Most of you know equals Pearson. And we're going to grab our first data set. And then we're going to grab our second data set. And then close parentheses, enter. And that's it. It's a pretty strong correlation. So we're going to go ahead and do this for the rest of the columns here. So this is going to be A and C. And we're going to look at the correlation between those two tests, and it's not strong at all. It's very weak. And I know I did not include the data for F, the most recent column here. But I mean, it's the same thing as what we've been doing. And if you'd like to add that yourself, feel free. finally, we're going to do A as it correlates with E. Alright, so those are our correlations. And now what we're going to do is create a scatter plot. This is a little different from Excel. And here we're going to do insert chart scatter plot. In Excel, you can actually, there's a button for it if you look at the top to do a scatter plot. And you can see our 0.98 correlation looks very strong. It's a pretty much straight line. And you could do the same thing for the other columns if you'd like. So now what I'm going to do is make a quick correlation matrix. It sounds like a big word, really just going to show which data you're comparing in a table form. So I'm going to start with A, B, C, D, and D. Then I go across A, B, C, D, and E. Now of course A and A aren't going to have a correlation to the same test, but A and B do, and we have it. It's 0.98, and A and C 0.11, and so on and so forth. If we want to be cool and fancy, we can copy and do paste special like we learned before. Just make sure that in Excel you do values, select values only. Now we could do the same thing with B and let's say C, for instance. But I'm not going to do that here. If you want to, you can. And I hope this video has been helpful.